Good evening, all of you. Dr. Arivazhagan. I've been in the field of wildlife research almost since 1997. And initially, I started as a catman, and then I did my study on leopard-human conflict in Tengumarada village. Later on, I switched over to elephants. So I've been doing elephant research almost since '98. And then basically I work across the country, like South India, and then West Bengal, and then Assam. So I studied elephant population, most of the area. My PhD topic was population dynamics of Asian elephant in southern India. In southern India, I studied impact of ivory poaching on elephant population. Like there are three populations. They have a different kind of sex ratio. Like one male equal to 100 female. I mean the sex ratio of adult male to adult female. It was in Tekadi, and then I studied another population in Mudumalai. That was their sex ratio is 1:25, and then another one is Nagarvolai, a national park in Karnataka. There, the sex ratio is 1:5. That is almost close to like a natural sex ratio. Since the elephant is a polygynous species, one male can mate a number of female. Therefore, even in Tekadi, the sex ratio is very skewed. Still, that young population is coming up very well. Now we will go to the topic, like in elephants under the propositian order, we have only two species, an African elephant and Asian elephant. There are also some subspecies are found. Still, the genetic research is going on in most of the places. Like how many subspecies are found in African and Asian elephant. So when you come to distribution of Asian elephant, actually, Asian elephant has been categorized as an endangered species during 1996. Since due to why they brought under the endangered species category, because of habitat fragmentation and then the ivory poaching and the habitat loss. These are the main thing which trigger the elephant population. In various range countries. Asian elephant are distributed in 13 Asian countries: India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, China, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia. The estimated population of Asian elephant in the range countries 41,000 to 52,000. This was a bold figure. But still, there is a dispute in India itself. Like the population numbers are not correct, because, for example, if you take Mudumalai entire sanctuary is elephant habitat. So there you can see elephants in almost all the ranges. If you take other case, if you take Dharmaburi and Ozur, there are some ranges, forest ranges. There is no elephant. But what would happen? When we do the census, so we extrapolate the population into all the ranges wherever there no elephants are there. So that was a dispute. Recently, Project Elephant was trying to study such problems in all the forest divisions in India. So out of 41 to 52,000 elephants in the range country, India has 60% of population, 23 to 32 animals in India. In India, there are distributed in 4 major regions: South, Central, Northeast, and Northwest. For example, take South, we have the highest population of Asian elephant in India, like 13 to 15,000. And then if you take Central, 2,400 to 2,700. And the Northeast 10,200 to 12,000, and then Northwest 10,000 to 12,000. Why we have a very good population in South? Because we have a very contiguous habitat Like if you take, the Western Ghats, like Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu, it is a contiguous habitat. There's the only area elephant can survive even after 100 years. But the rest of the places, because of the habitat fragmentation and due to human-elephant conflict, there is a lot of problems are there in other states. How to identify elephants in the forest? So we can see the footprint of the elephants and dung pile of the elephants, and then feeding sign of elephants. So based on that, we can see whether elephants presence in the forest or not. Elephant role in the forest ecosystem. Elephants are helping the ecosystem both directly, indirectly. For example, seed dispersal. They'll eat fruits somewhere or some forest, then since they are traveling in a long distance, they will defecate the dungs in the other area, so that there is other new species of that plants will come to the other area. Therefore, the seed dispersal by plants into the various habitat. Finding resources availability, such as food, water, and natural salt licks. The only elephant can easily smell the water and then natural salt licks. This will help other herbivores to follow and use it in the forest ecosystem. Elephant's dung is the main sources of food of some of the insects like butterfly, birds, and even small mammals like mongoose. They'll eat the seeds in the that elephant dung, especially the mongoose. And then butterflies and birds also, butterflies they'll suck only the outer portion of that the dung, and then birds also they'll eat the seeds in the presence in the elephant dung. Creating corridor that will help, that will be used by many animals. So creating corridor, they will create the corridor there, habitat, other animals also they will use it. Therefore, elephants are considered as a flagship species for the forest ecosystem. So conserving elephant will help to conserve the biodiversity. Social organization, elephants lives in a group, only the oldest female will lead the group. Males are solitary while female lives in herd. Males, why solitary? The age of 10 to 15, the herd itself, they send the male out, because if the male is still grown in the family, they will mate with sister and aunt, and there will be so it leads to a genetic problem. Even nature itself, the males will disperse at the age of 10 to 15. The female society are composed of independent units called a clan. Clan means there are many bond groups, and then they are joined together during the migration period. And then once they reach one habitat, because one clan there are about 50 to 60 elephants. So 50 to 60 elephants is in one habitat. The food availability may not be available in the same area. Therefore, they divided into a smaller unit called a family. They'll operate, within the 5 square kilometer radius. When they move into the next habitat, they all join together. They use the infrasonic sound communication, so that they can easily join together, and then they'll move to the other habitat. Male largely lives solitary. Then once there are males dispersed from the family, they all form a bachelor herd. Then they have to identify their own home range, which outside of the natal home range. Therefore, the habitat is not available. So there are a lot of dispute in the sense where the human population growth and then elephant population also increasing, but the forest is still the same. Forest is not increasing. So therefore, which leads to the human-elephant conflict in most of the area. Female give birth 4 to 5 years. Every 4 to 5 years, one calf given birth next calf will be another 4 to 5 years, and next calf will born. They have a long lifespan like a human being, like over 60 years. That's why it's like, elephant, if you look at the behavior, except the gestation period, remaining all the behaviors are almost close to the human being. And then how to identify the problematic elephants? There are, the not elephants in the forest, all of them is going and riding the crops. Only few groups they'll ride the crop because that area is combined under home range. Therefore, the conflict will start. So we cannot go to capture all the elephants, problematic elephants. So therefore, we have to identify the groups or male. How to identify it? Some natural marking will be there in the body. Based on that, we can identify the group. And then, like even male also, we can use the now tusk structure and different shape. Based on that, we can identify the problematic males in the forest area. When come to the ecology, elephants are adapted to wide range of vegetation types from dry down forest to wet evergreen forest. Only thing, only elephants, they found in high density in dry deciduous forest because they'll eat more grass than they browse, especially in the dry deciduous area. If you, on the other hand, if you go to evergreen forest, there won't be grass available in the forest. Therefore, they 100% depending on only the browse and fruits. Therefore, that density itself is very low in the evergreen forest area. Since the digestive system is very, very poor for elephants, it will take a minimum 48 to 72 hours to get digested. Therefore, they'll eat a lot to meet their nutritional requirements. In general, if you look at, most of the people think that now there are a lot of myth about elephant, like elephant, people giving some pin in the banana and swallow it in the elephant, then it will go and kill. They'll identify the person and kill, and that's all simply myth only. Okay, the adult can consume between 100 to 150 kg of fodder a day and may drink up to 150 liter of water. Sometimes they may not drink water also in a day. Sometimes they'll go to the water bodies in some 3 to 4 times a day. So, in order to acquire the large amount of food, they can spend large part of the day eating and can found feeding for almost 16 to 20 hours. Only calf is taking rest during the hot sun. That time only the herd will take rest. So remaining time and all, they keep on feeding. And then when come to the home range of elephants, home range varies, depends on the habitat availability. For example, there are studies in India, like there is one studies in Nilgiris and another studies in the northeast West Bengal. There, the home ranges are completely different. Where in south, since the habitat is intact, the population of the home range of elephants is about 150 to 300. On the other hand, if you go to northeast, West Bengal, their home range goes up to 900, since the habitat is completely fragmented. Therefore, they have to find food. So if you go to northeast and all, most of the forests, every 2 kilometers there will be a village, or there will be tea estate or coffee estate. So this and all leads to the elephant-human conflict. Therefore, we have to protect the habitat first. Male have a very small home range when compared to the female herd. The home ranges of male go up to 150 to 200. If we go to other areas, on the other hand, if you look at the female home ranges, it's about 900 square kilometer. If you come to the reproductive behavior, elephants breed throughout the year with a minor peak in the wet season. During summer is a very high peak in the mating season. The female capable of breeding from the age of 11, but normally the age of first calving between 15 to 20 years of age. Female reproductively active for nearly 40 years and can have calf even when they are in the age of 50s. In good habitat, intercalving interval means one calf to next calf, between the that is calving interval. In good habitat, every 4 years you will get an female will give birth for every 4 years give a birth. If you go to the bad areas like the fragmented habitat, there the calving interval extended up to 9 years. Gestation period take 18 to 22 months. In rare case, twin have been recorded in the wild. In fact, even when I was studying elephants in Mudumalai, I recorded one female given twin birth. So I've been following that animal more than 10 years. So then, though the male are matured at the age of 15 to 20 years, they may not be reproductively successful till the age of in the 30. Why only the adult males, more than 30 years of male, they will monopolize all the mating. Therefore, still that male is aged, even matured, 20 years, but still they cannot get the mating in the forest area. In normal population, competition among the males or females would result in only the larger adult monopolizing all the mating. So, when competition among the males, therefore, what the male will do, they'll eat a lot to put on weight. Once the body is become very bulky, there is temporal gland. There is kind of oily kind of things will come out from that. It's known as a must. During the must period, the blood testosterone level will increase. So therefore, they'll become very aggressive during the must season. Communication. Elephants have a large head and their ears are relatively far apart. So therefore, they can able to hear the, even the longer distance, they can able to hear the sound. For example, if elephant eyesight are very, very poor, but their sense of smell and hearing is very high. That's why they can able to survive in the forest area. Though their eyesight is very poor, but still they get know that these two behavior will, helping the elephants to survive in the behavior in the forest. Elephants are also very sensitive of smell and extensive communication. Conservation issues. There are three major issues relating to the conservation of elephants in India. Losses of habitat, ivory poaching, invasive species. Apart from that, there's a developmental activities in forest area like a check dam or larger dam constructing in the forest area that will deplete the elephant habitat. Therefore, that habitat loss will affect the elephant movement and the elephant population. So habitat loss is a major conservation problem today. Remain the exploitation of the elephant habitat, leading to the quantification and degradation and fragmentation of the habitat in the forest area. For example, if you take, we keep seeing, the media like, elephants are, in the, in Coimbatore especially, they'll cross the, signal and all, like, they're saying that, the elephants are coming to the city. It's not elephants are coming to the city. Cities extended up to their home range. Therefore, they're crossing their point. They cannot lose their part, no. So therefore, they're using their area. The biotic pressure is another problem, but especially in the forest areas. biotic pressure means like, wood cutting, cattle grazing, and then, that agricultural activities. These all will, affect the elephant population. Therefore, they get into the conflict. Habitat fragmentation, if you look at it on a various level, then finally what will happen? Like elephants when entering to the village, I mean, for agriculture area, people use, illegal fencing that will affect that will kill the elephants. For example, in India, last 4 years, if you take the record, almost more than 1,500 to 2,000 elephants been killed due to conflict-related death. And at the same time, number of human beings getting killed also very high. Even the government paid last 4 years 50 crores were paid as a compensation for people being manslaughtered by elephants. And then ivory poaching is another major issue. Now the ivory poaching is drastically come down. There are two reasons to say. In fact, during 1980s, that number of elephants, almost nearly 100 elephants is getting killed by, for the ivory poaching. Now, if you look at, the elephant population, the number of male is very less. Number of male is very less now. Even the poachers entering to the forest area, minimum they will harvest because is taking a very serious thing now. Once you enter to the forest, at least minimum 50 to 100 kg of tusk they want to harvest. So the number of male is become very low. That is another reason that that poaching also come down. Apart from that, even the forest department also in all over the India, they're taking a very good step in terms of establishing the anti-poaching camps in vulnerable areas. That is a main thing, we should appreciate the forest department. Therefore, another reason that, elephant, the poaching is, ivory poaching is come down. Today, the sex ratio, what I'm talking about it earlier, some areas is like, 1:90, the Tekadi, and then 1:25 in Mudumalai, and 1:5 in the Nagargolai. That is 1:5 is very close to the natural sex ratio of elephants. So there the production is very high. Therefore, that number of ivory poaching also come down in most of the places in India. And come to conservation strategy. See, elephant has no border, so landscape level conservation is very, very important. So, for example, if you take, Nilgiris, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Karnataka adjoining forests, a contiguous habitat. So, all the three states should coordinate, in terms of, protecting the forest and then protecting the habitat. And then wherever, that corridor is there, linking between one habitat to other habitat, that corridor linkage should be protected. It will, help being used to elephant for migration to take concrete measures to protect the elephant from poaching and other threats, create infrastructure facility, including a manpower training for conservation support activities, and then veterinary care and all, most essential for the conservation of Asian elephant. Encourage and for the research, and then we're also creating awareness for public, like the ecological significance of conserving elephants in the forest ecosystem. So we need to create awareness for the local people that why should we conserve elephants. Thank you. Ganesh.